This house is unlocked, but monsters disguised as humans dare not break in. The woman could only touch the strange runestone, praying to survive until early tomorrow morning, because whenever night falls, these monsters will gather in the town. They specialize in feeding on human entrails, and won't leave until dawn. And in order to keep people safe, the sheriff would ring a bell every day before sunset. As soon as the sound is rung, all residents will quickly return home, habitually stroking the runestone. Even 8-year-olds would do as they were told. You can imagine how scary the night in the town really is. Until after the streets were empty. Only then did the sheriff return to the police station. The sign on the wall showed they had been safe for 96 days. Unbeknownst to them, that number would be broken tonight. As the men were drunk, the tavern owner had to lock the doors and windows, and let the man sleep over for the night. But he still has his wife and daughter at home. Seeing that her husband was late, the wife had to lock the door and go back inside. Late at night, the daughter was about to go to bed. Outside the window came her late grandmother's voice. Curious, she opened the curtains. Sure enough, it was her grandmother outside. She said it was cold outside and wanted to go inside. The girl was easily coaxed into it, despite her mother's desperate attempts to stop it, but it was a step too late. The next day the man came home sober. His neighbors were gathered around his door. Before he could inquire about the situation, the sheriff slapped him straight across the face. It turns out the sheriff had warned countless times families with children to seal up their windows, because children are most vulnerable to compulsion. But the man took a chance and never did it. That's what led to last night's tragedy. Looking at the wreckage on the ground, the man fell to his knees in guilt, but it was too late. He is responsible for his own stupid behavior. The reason why the sheriff hated the man so much, he didn't just kill his family, the same way he got others killed, because once someone in town dies, then a newcomer will wander in by mistake, and their safety would be broken. And sure enough, on the day of the funeral, an RV pulled up. The sheriff greeted them without conversation, and he went up to inquire about the situation. After learning that the man's family was lost, the sheriff pointed ahead. Soon the man drove off, but the strange thing was, no matter how the man drove, they were never able to leave the town. Watching them keep driving around the town in circles, the sheriff seemed to expect it. However, the men had an accident on the road. The RV rolled right into the woods. A family of 4 were trapped in the car. The man was stuck in the driver's seat by a tree. His wife is in a coma. Luckily, his daughter is not in any serious condition, but his son is in serious condition. Meanwhile, the sheriff was still preparing a roadblock stop, but there was a delay in seeing the man's family return. Seeing that it would soon be dark, he had to take his men out to look for them. When he saw the man and his family trapped in their car, he immediately gave them a helping hand. Soon all 3 men were rescued. Only his son was still in the car, as the boy was badly injured. The sheriff couldn't pull him out directly. He could only treat him inside the car. But now there are only 40 minutes left before dark, and treatment would take an hour at the earliest. The sheriff had no choice but to stay the night. Let the others leave here first. Seeing the sky getting darker and darker, the sheriff looked at the rune stone in his hand. He could only put his hope on it. The sheriff then hung the stone on the car. The men were a little confused about this, but the sheriff didn't offer an explanation. A hissing sound came from immediately around them. When the sheriff looked out the window, the monsters had crept closer. Seeing that the monsters were getting more and more, even the sheriff felt a pang of fear. Will they be able to get through the night safely?